Hi everyone, so I'm back as promised, kind of. This is just going to be an update to my update video that was telling you about how I was going to see Kid Cudi that day. And so that was 2 days ago now, or 3 days ago now, and it was super awesome, and I want to tell you guys, like, everything that happened, because it was incredible. So I'm just going to start now and make this video short. So if you haven't seen, if I should have titled the video that I touched Kid Cudi's hand, and that's pretty much like the highlight of my 2011 thus far. But how that all came to be was, so the doors were supposed to open at, or did open at 6:30, and me and my friends got there at about 5:45, and literally there were people like lined up. And the venue was weird because you have like everyone lined up, and then you have roll call. And roll call is just when you order your tickets to pick it up at the box office. So roll call was like all the way at the front of the line. So my friends had their tickets at roll call. I had mine mailed to me. So we went up to roll call, and then we were about to like go stand in line, and then we were like, why don't we just stay up here and be first in line? No one could really notice. People could see us, but they couldn't like say anything because like, what are you gonna do? Tell me where to sit and stand in line? And that's like the number one thing that I have learned about concerts, is that you need to know how to work the line. If it's general admission and you want to be near the stage, you don't really have to sacrifice your entire day to stand up there. You really don't have to do that. There's been so many concerts where I have had good seats and good spot in line, basically, by not cutting per se, but by like merging in at a place where no one really notices or cares. So basically, at that point, we were the first ones in line. It was crazy. First ones in line of everyone. I don't think anyone even cared. It was a Cudi concert. Everyone was so chill. But unfortunately, my friends had lawn tickets, and I had a floor ticket, which means general admission. So we had to split up to do two different lines. But they had a good time where they were. But me, so I was the first one in line for the general admission line. And general admission goes in first. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I was the first one in the arena to see Kid Cudi. Is that not dedication? I mean, it's not really dedication because I didn't, like, sit and slave outside in the heat. But, like, really? How did no one care about me? I was just standing there, and I was just first in line, and, like, people were like, whatever. Anyway, so I was the first one in the arena, so you can bet that I had an awesome spot. I was right on the barricade, and the stage was like, no one was in front of me. I'm really, really short, and 5'3". I hate that shit when people who are tall stand in front of me. No one in front of me. I could see everyone, all the performers. And it was great view. And the bad part about getting there so early and having a good spot is that you protect that spot, and you know that Kid Cudi is not going on for like another 4 hours because he was on CP time. And your feet are hurting, you're dehydrated, you're hot, people are elbowing you, people are rubbing their sweat against you, people are pulling your hair, people are stepping on your toes, people are just moving around, and they're making you lose your balance because it was packed in there, because there were a lot of super stoked Kid Cudi fans that wanted to be there first. And literally, before the show even started, I was like, should I even stay here? I didn't even hydrate, I didn't even really eat. I might faint. But then I was like, no, I have to stay here. No, my feet hurt, but I stayed anyway. And so the first act was like this local DJ from our area. I don't think he opened up everywhere. But once he got on, like, people started dancing, and the music kind of like quelled all of the uncomfortableness of the situation. And then we waited like another 30 minutes for Chip the Ripper to come on. And by the way, I don't know, it was just me, but fans in general, and just the people I was around, were so fucking annoying. They were so annoying, and I had to split up from my friends, so I was basically like stranded with these strangers, just talking about the dumbest shit. This one girl behind me was just complaining about everything, everyone, 24/7. I'm pretty sure she was complaining about me. I don't know why. She was just a complainer. She was being a Debbie Downer. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You have a good spot in the arena. Why don't you just shut the fuck up? It was so annoying. Annoying people, annoying circumstances. But Ship the River came on, and he was pretty good. He had a good set. Never really heard his music before, but I'll check him out now. And he got the audience kind of live and pumped up. Blah, 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 whatever. Who cares? We were really there for Kid Cudi. So, I think it was between the time Ship the River went off and Kid Cudi came on, it was about 30 minutes, which is pretty good for, you know, getting all the stage set up. Because usually I go to, like, or most of the concerts I've been to, or a lot of them have been, like, rock bands and stuff, and you have to, like, change the guitar and change the drum set, and that takes forever. But I guess it's because it was a hip-hop concert. It took only, like, 30 minutes, and it was great. And then Kid Cudi came out. He's so much taller and thinner and handsomer in person. Oh, and, you know, I was, like, right on the barricades, so it's like I could smell his essence. I could just see him, and they were, like, it was like the stage and then a huge space where security guards would stand for people who wanted to crowd surf. And then there were like two like miniature staircases, and he would come out onto the staircases and like touch the fans' hands, and that's where I touched his hands. He went like up and down the row of people that were in the front and like high-fived all of them. I was like, it was spectacular. My friends said they saw me on the Jumbotron. It's a huge arena, and like the cameramen were up there. It was so fun. He's a great performer. And he said something in the show about how this tour he was doing was one of the first tours he's ever done sober. And I remember my friend saying when she saw him about 2 years ago, he fucked up, he was slurring his speech, he was high off of drugs. It was just a terrible show. But this time he was sober, he was fully there, he was interacting with the crowd. He said things like how much we mean to him and how he wanted to give up sometimes, but it was like us, his mom, and his daughter that kept him going. It was just... And I'm so glad that he was sober, because it was a great set. He played for about an hour and a half. And I touched his hand, and it was fun. And I'm pretty sure we made eye contact because, I'm not even going to lie, out of like maybe the 20 people who were in the front, there were only 5 black people, okay? So I was one of the only black people. One of the only black girls. So I'm sure he was like, looking at me. Okay, so that happened. And then the biggest surprise of the night was my favorite song on his latest album is Maniac, featuring Cage. And I love Cage. That's what got me interested in Cage. And I love his music now just on his own. And when he said he was bringing Cage out, I almost died. I didn't know he would be on the tour. I mean, someone mentioned it, but he wasn't like on the bill for who was going to be performing. And someone was like, he's like, I'm going to bring out my friend Cage. I almost fainted because I love Cage. And me and the girl next to me were like the only people who really knew the verse from Maniac that he did and knew his song because Kid Cudi let him perform his own song, I Never Knew You. Check it out. And it was so great. And like me and this other girl, like the only people, it seemed like in the entire arena that knew who the fuck Cage was. And we were just like, And Cage just came out on stage and he was like so nonchalant and aloof with his sunglasses on. And it was just great. It was a great show. Someone said Kanye West was going to be there, and when they started playing all the lights, I was like, oh my god, maybe he is, but he wasn't. But apparently he was at some of the other shows. But it was a great time. I really enjoyed myself, and you need to go see Kid Cudi. Don't let money be an object. Don't let distance be an object. You better road trip to that show and save up now, because I'm pretty sure he's doing another tour. But it was the best. It was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. It was fantastic. I was so close. Like, my pictures are, like, ridiculous. Oh, my God. You should, like, add me on Facebook. And that's in my profile. Blah, blah, blah. And all my pictures from the show are up. They're fantastic because I was so close. It was so great. I had such a fun time. Okay, thanks for watching me and my crazy fangirl self for these last 10 minutes. Bye.